wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. All I wanna do is help you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman. All I wanna be is someone who gets to see a giant woman. Oh, I know it'll be great, and I just can't wait to see the person you are together if you give it a chance.
Hi, we're here with...
Hi, I'm Chris Zimmerman.
Oh, hi. And I'm Robbie from Wasteland TV, and we're here to talk about your game, right?
Yes, my creation.
Okay, and what is it called?
My creation is called Labyrinth. It's currently in its second edition. We released it this year. And what Labyrinth is a fun and easy introduction to the world of tabletop role-playing games. Labyrinth is Dice 6 mechanics, has a streamlined, very simple, straightforward combat system, and all of the levels are self-generating, which means that there is no game master required to play Labyrinth.
No game master required?
No.
That is really something interesting.
Thank you. It's one of the many things that sets the system apart from others. Because of the random mapping protocols, people who get stuck in the role of having to play a GM can actually be a player and fight and loot and power up and do all the stuff that the players love to do. That's done through a series of tables. It's 5 steps: doing your passageways, navigating traps, coming upon a room, seeing how many exits it may or may not have, and finally, what lurks in the room. That is done in 5 easy steps, and that is the core of the random mapping protocol in the rulebook. As you go on expansion quests, the system becomes more involved, and I introduce new and different mapping protocols, because sometimes you're going to go over a mountain range or through a forest and things of that nature. So I explain it all in every new quest that I do. I hope that was okay.
No. We're all can't hear it. I mean, you're the first person I've ever interviewed. If anyone's going to make a mistake, it's going to be me.
Okay, no, you're doing great.
Though, I have to ask, what exactly is this random generating?
I will show you in the rulebook.
Because I'm curious about this, because the fact that it allows the dungeon master to play, or the person that usually would be the dungeon master to play.
Right.
Here, let me get a good look at this. Wow.
I put this image because people who are new to grid paper and mapping may not know your basic how-tos. This is very common. A door is a square or rectangle. A locked door, I color mine in black.
So this actually this is just me drawing upon my experiences. This reminds me of how you're supposed to take.
John Magnus doing his panel on Tenet Noctis and other items.
Yeah, that's the announcer. This.
So visit our panels, visit our game rooms.
I'm not in the game room.
Yeah. Oh well. It happens.
This reminds you.
This reminds me of how you're supposed to take notes in things like second edition and stuff.
Right. One thing about Labyrinth is that it has a very old school feel, and I wanted it that way. It's a crawl and grind that is based upon a storyline and final outcome. And because each level is randomly generated, each quest has endless replay value. The only thing that will never change is if you make it to the end of the quest and you meet your final boss. You may beat him, you may not. It all depends on how powerful you have become up to that point. So as far as the random mapping goes, I use this for dungeon travel. So this is part of the core rule that will never change. This protocol is stagnant because it's perfect. And it took a lot of experimentation to come up with these numbers. But when you're going through a dungeon or anywhere underground, this is the protocol you follow. And you start by opening a door and proceeding down a passage, and you travel 1 square at a time. So depending upon your die roll, you could go straight, left, or right, or come to a door. And when that happens, travel stops. You have your rogue check the door to see if there's a trap. If there is a trap, your rogue can try to disarm it. If your rogue fails, well, consult the trap table. If there's no trap at all, then you don't even have to deal with it. You can open the door and now roll for your room size, and then see if there are any exit doors, and finally, see what lurks in the room.
Oh, wow. This is really cool.
Thank you.
This reminds me of, did you ever play any of those old Mac RPGs?
I don't. The only other RPG I have played is Dungeons and Dragons, because when I started this project, it became all that I did because of the test playing and the evolving of the system and you know, the amending of notes and throwing away what doesn't work, and then of course the new ideas that come into play and things that you want to try out during your next gaming session.
Well, I really love how you've created something that has that kind of classic feel, because I've tried, you know, Pathfinder and 3rd edition and stuff, right? But I'll be honest with you, my favorite edition has got to be 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons.
And yeah, that's what we played.
Yeah.
I got nothing to add. Sorry.
Oh, and I've got nothing to add either. We're trying to. So let's end it here, but thank you so much, and I can't wait to play your system. I'll be honest with you.
Much.
I cannot wait to play it.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too. I appreciate your time.